Close your eyes for a moment and imagine a narrow Phnom Penh lane. A tuk-tuk idles with a soft metallic rattle. A shop bell rings as a customer slips inside. A paper bag flutters against faded paint. Before any words are spoken, the storefront has already said something. To locals, to newcomers, to passers-by. What do these signs want you to know before you step inside?
That first question lands exactly where the story begins. Listen closely to the details. The tilt of a painted letter, the worn step at a doorway, the tiny altar tucked to one side. Those are the cues that tell you who the shop serves and who keeps it going.
Welcome to Ancient Echoes. I'm Sam Nang Bradley, and today we walk the city, quietly, curiously, reading the visual language of shopfronts, altars, and displays. This episode is a host-led field guide, practical tips, a little history, and a strong reminder that every painted sign or neon strip is also a record of family, trade, and aspiration.
And I'm Rachana Solve. I'll be adding context, why a hand-lettered board matters, how an altar speaks to care, and when a vinyl banner says more about economy than fashion. We're here to look closely and to give you safe, respectful ways to notice and share.
Let's start with a quick history. For centuries, Khmer shopfronts were hand-painted. Wooden boards, gilded edges, letters carved or brushed over time. Those materials served craft traditions and told a story about resources, who could afford lacquer, and who used salvaged wood. In the colonial era, metal embossing and French shop frames appeared in urban centers. Later, vinyl banners and neon signaled new markets and faster turnover. Each material shift, paint to metal to vinyl, marks an economic rhythm.
The layers matter. When you see a hand-lettered Khmer board above a plastic awning, that's often a family shop holding on, literally keeping older identity visible under newer, cheaper weatherproofing. The craftsmanship speaks to lineage and continuity. The research tells us materials are shorthand for time, investment, and what a household prioritizes.
Now think about script and language. The placement and size of Khmer script, the use of English, Chinese, or Thai, these aren't just aesthetic choices. They advertise clientele. A large Khmer title at eye level tells the neighborhood, this is for locals. A smaller English subtitle can signal tourist trade or aspiration. When a shop uses both Khmer and Chinese prominently, it may reflect family networks that rely on transnational suppliers or customers. Language is a map of social connection.
Consider a pharmacy. If Khmer lettering is primary, but the Latin brand name sits higher, the shop may be aiming for perceived modernity, trust in a global label, while still serving a local clientele. This is how identity and commerce coexist. Anthropologically speaking, script choice often reveals negotiation between belonging and aspiration.
We'll pause here with a practical tip for listeners. When you see bilingual signs, note which language is dominant, not just what's present. Take a quick mental snapshot of size, placement, and orientation. Those three things will tell you more than a single word. And remember, context is everything. Don't jump to conclusions without asking respectfully.
Let me add a phrasing you can use if you want to ask. Sok sabay, may I ask about this sign? Then follow with a simple, can I ask what this means? It's short, polite, and open space for storytelling. If someone prefers privacy, they can say so. Always respect that.
Now, another constant on Khmer streets, the shop altar. Tiny shrines beside a register, an incense holder near the door, offerings of fruit or flowers. These are routine devotional acts woven into daily commerce. They're not just superstition. They're a rhythm of protection and reciprocity. A shop altar signals care for customers, for ancestors, for household well-being.
That's foundational to understanding. From a cultural standpoint, altars express continuity. The family that opened the shop may have performed the same rituals for generations. The way an altar is arranged, neat, crowded, minimal, can also hint at resources and the nature of the business. Listen to the elders. The tradition teaches us that offerings are both practical and symbolic.
On displays in gendered cues, product placement often reflects gendered labor and family roles. A textile stall with neatly folded sarongs and embroidery at a woman-run counter suggests intergenerational craft. A hardware shop with tools stacked in the front may be male-led or geared to builders. These cues are useful, but they're also partial. Don't make rigid assumptions.
Exactly. That's where humility matters. The pattern shows us tendencies, not rulebooks. Ask, who runs this business, rather than assuming. Many women work the day and men manage supply chains, or vice versa. Every shop has its own story. Listen, then ask. That's where culture lives.
Modern materials reshape the message. Neon and vinyl say speed and modernity, fast rebranding, new business models, or attempts to capture tourist attention. But older businesses often adapt by layering, a neon sign over a carved wooden lintel, or a large vinyl banner draped over a traditional frame. That visual conversation between past and present is common across Phnom Penh streets and provincial towns.
When you see those layers, consider asking, was this a family shop that recently changed hands? Did they update the sign to reach new customers? The evidence shows us transitions, sometimes hopeful, sometimes stressful. Romanticizing the old without acknowledging pressures, rent, supply costs, competition, would be a mistake.
That leads us to ethics, photographing and sharing. The risks here are real, exposing private addresses, upsetting owners, or misrepresenting a family's story. A few clear rules. Ask first when possible. Offer to share the photograph with the owner. Anonymize identifying details if they prefer privacy. And avoid captions that make assumptions about ethnicity, religion, or livelihood.
Here are two short Khmer phrases to open that conversation politely. Som tiang, excuse me. And then, Knyom som tos, may I take a photo? If the owner agrees, thank them and offer to show them the photo and how you will caption it. If they decline, respect that and move on. Simple empathy goes a long way.
And on captions, keep them humble. Instead of declaring why a sign proves something about a community, write a one-sentence origin story you were told, or note that you asked and the owner shared a particular memory. Credit the shop family when they want recognition, and anonymize when they ask for privacy.
A small social media idea. If someone shares a respectful shop photo, add shared with permission and the shop's general location, neighborhood, not exact address. If you learned a quick origin story, write one short sentence. Family shop since 1983, originally a tailor's workshop. That honors the story without oversharing.
Before we wrap, a listener exercise. 3 prompts to try next time you walk a market street. 1. Note the dominant script and where each language appears. 2. Spot a small altar and listen to how offerings are arranged. 3. Find a layered sign, old paint under new vinyl, and ask, what changed here, recently or over generations? These prompts sharpen attention and foster respectful curiosity.
And an ethical reminder, if you're a diaspora listener, remember these streets hold family memories. Approach with humility. Offer to share your own story in exchange for theirs. Reciprocity can turn a passing photograph into a shared memory.
To close, Shopfronts are small public archives. They keep family histories, trade relationships, devotional practice, and changing aesthetics in one compact frame. If you look slowly, ask kindly, and credit carefully, these signs become invitations to listen rather than objects to consume.
That's the deeper story. These displays are living culture. They teach us about resilience, resourcefulness, and care. When we study them with humility, we honor the people who maintain them.
If this episode inspired you, here's a small call. Take one respectful photo of a shopfront, no addresses. Write one sentence about what you learned from asking or observing, and tag Ancient Echoes on social media. If you post on Instagram or Facebook, tag @AncientEchoes and mention Sam Nang's YouTube channel if you'd like it considered for a curated reel. Share with permission. Credit the shop family when they'd like it, and use the hashtag Signs of the Street.
We'll be watching for thoughtful, respectful posts, and we may share a few stories on our channels. Let's keep this about listening and remembering, not just collecting images.
Thank you for walking these lanes with us. Let's unlock the echoes of history together.
Sân ca mình lát lâu lộng lại mà từng hơi mán say ê không chỗ xa hơn ta sẽ lâu chờ thi hỏi nhét lung cho cha lưng sẽ na cầm ní prai đông khai yam chia san say lý ngamเป็นใส่บ้านเป็นปีขยำใครลงปันอ่อนกำสิ้นหอคานมอลันโซสวงกรีนครามสันมันใสคิดจานเกระโรง